If I were to tell you my backstory, it would take a very long time. So I'm gonna give you the highlights. These are the 3 most pivotal moments of my life that shaped the being you see before you. I hope that you can learn from these areas of my life and perhaps apply them to your own. And if you stick around, I have a 4th bonus point at the end. So, are you ready? Let's go! What's up, guys? Blake here. Welcome back. The first most pivotal moments of my life, or era, or season of my life, or accomplishment of my life was when I underwent a transformation physically and lost 100 pounds in high school. My weight would yo-yo during the winter, and then I would lose the weight in the summer and fall until my mid-teen years. And on top of the seasonal weight gain, there was also a lot of stress eating and comfort eating because of some issues that were going on with my family. And there was a moment that happened where I hit rock bottom. And I said to myself, I'm not going to live like this anymore. I put my foot down. And as a former personal trainer who's helped thousands of people on their fitness journey, the number one thing that I would try to do for them is to get them to have that same moment that I had, where it clicks forever and there's no looking back. After that rock bottom moment, and I vowed to myself, I'm gonna lose the weight and I'm never going to be the overweight version of myself ever again, I immediately got to work. I started doing cardio and I changed my diet. Now, the diet that I found at the time was the alkaline diet, which talks about eating whole, fresh foods that keep your body alkaline and free from disease. And, it's wild to me to think that, almost 2.5 decades ago, that this raw lifestyle is so similar to my origin story. But that season changed my life and set me off on such a different path. It set me off on a path of empowerment and believing in myself and knowing that if I put my mind to something, that I can do it. So if you guys are in a similar spot and you have had enough, then I strongly urge you to see if you can get that why to be strong enough that it clicks for you. You start taking action and you stick with it no matter what, because I promise that your results and the fruits of your labor will start to be motivation enough, even on your worst days. And also, I could help you with your journey as well. I'm offering a free consultation, so just click the link below to work with me directly. The second most pivotal season of my life was when I decided to relocate. As I mentioned, I experienced seasonal weight gain in the winter. And then eventually I had enough and I lost the weight. After I lost the weight, I was still living in Minnesota. Obviously very cold winters, very unforgiving climate up there. But I found little hacks that would help me during the winter time. Yes, I was still eating warm cooked food, so a warm meal or a spicy meal definitely helped. But I also would go to the tanning bed. Now, I don't recommend that. I'm not sure it's the best thing, but I'm also not sure it's the worst thing either. To feel that warmth and that light on your skin during the cold, dark winter really helped my mood, really gave me a boost physiologically, and also confidence-wise, because you would get a little sun on your skin, you would look good and feel good about yourself. Another one was the sauna. I would love just doing a hard workout, getting a sweat on, of course. That's great for the cold as well, but getting like a real profuse sweat on in the sauna, at the gym, after my workouts at LA Fitness at the time, you know, and then taking a nice shower after getting all clean. Man, you know, if I ever had any winter blues, that would just completely, you know, blow them out of the water. But you guys, I knew that the cold climate wasn't for me. All right. So I eventually moved to Florida. I had a lucky opportunity. I think it was written in the cards for me to be down here. That's where I am right now in St. Petersburg, Florida. My best friend from high school moved down here with his parents, was down here for a couple years, and then needed a roommate. And I said, sure, I'll do that. That was my golden ticket. That was my golden opportunity. And because of the weight loss experience and the confidence that I built in myself as a very young man, I knew that this is my opportunity. I'm going to take it and I'm going to be successful. Wow, what a different guy I was becoming. You know, this was in my early 20s that this started to happen, you know, with the transition to Florida. So proud of myself. And over the years, I've been down here 14 years now. Probably 15 actually, but who's counting? I know, actually 14. And I've seen many people move down and then they move back. It wasn't for them. Well, maybe they're a missing family, and maybe my situation was a little bit different where my family's kind of more distant than most families, you know, but they all loved it when they first came here. They all loved not going through the winters. They all loved the beach and the different wildlife and nature inland from the beach. You know, just like my weight loss journey, I stuck with it. I stayed down here. I built an amazing life for myself down here in these last 14 years. I have amazing friends. I live in an amazing community. I feel kind of like semi-retired and like I'm on vacation all the time. But because it's warm year round, I'm actually able to get much more work done. There's much less hassle for me of the shoveling and extra clothes and laundry and things like that. So that set me off on a path of really discovering who I was, to be transplanted into a new environment all by myself and to build up a life and a world, an existence, a reality for myself from scratch. And to look back after 14 years, I can confidently say that I've done so successfully. And I can humbly and gratefully say that I'm proud of myself. The third most groundbreaking season of my life was when I decided to pursue my passion of health and fitness as a career. Now, this goes back to my childhood, of course, my weight loss journey. But even before then, you see, my grandmother, who helped raise me along with my mother, was a teacher and actually still is to this day a substitute teacher for special needs. Can you believe that? In her 80s. Amazing woman. And she took special time because I was the first grandchild. I had a lot of special time with my grandmother where she taught me all the basics. She had me reading, walking, potty trained in a ridiculously short amount of time. She raised 5 children of her own, and then she was raising these young special needs students at school. You know, for somebody like me, I was blessed to be pretty smart naturally. It was a breeze for her to teach me. But that passion and that desire to help people and to teach people, whether it's in my DNA or whether my grandmother, more likely, instilled that into me, that never went away my whole life. You know, like I said, it could be my lineage. All my family, like, we really love helping people. It could be my culture, Minnesotans, Scandinavians, give you the shirt off our back. I would love to, you know, just come over to your house and do hard labor for you, or help you clean your house, or clean out your garage, or re-landscape your yard. I'm that type of person. And try to pay me. I dare you. Try to pay me. You ain't gonna. You are not gonna. No. And I don't expect nothing in return from you. that's how my family are. We all help each other as a community. So I became certified as a personal trainer in 2010. This was when I was still in Minnesota. I didn't move to Florida until 2011. So right kind of in that same area, right? I moved to Florida. I'm now in a situation where, I really need to fend for myself. I really need to establish myself. I got into the corporate realm and the career realm, and I built an amazing career for myself doing finance and banking. I was very successful. And during that, my first, 6-7 years in Florida, I very quickly not only built my career, but I also achieved other goals that I always wanted to, achieve as well. Having a steady girlfriend, living together, having a dog together. The American dream, had it down pat. All right. Until the impossible happened and I was let go from my job for apparently no reason. I think it was an act of God. It was definitely a tower moment where my paradigm was shooken up. But I was starting to get more unfulfilled the last couple years leading up to that. Because I knew there was more out of life. I knew I wanted to really use my passion for helping people. And I never got to put my personal training certification to work. And over that time, of course, it expired. But when I was let go from that job, one of the first things that I started doing was studying for the exam, since I had to take the exam again. And I became recertified almost instantaneously, guys. And then I got a job right away where I inherited a full book of business from a pregnant lady who was leaving the personal training studio. And believe it or not, her name was Faith. And that's why I decided to take that job, because I had a couple job offers. And I had faith in that career. And even throughout COVID, I made it work. Towards the end, I felt like it had ran its course. I learned a lot from it. I became a different person. And inexplicable, joy from helping people on their health and fitness journey. That shaped me into, that helped me to discover myself and really get that desire out into the open and commingling with other people. But I got to this point where I felt like it was time again to draw inward because I knew there was deeper going on. I knew I had to, I was already a yoga instructor by that time, and I was already doing the breath work and the meditation. And I think that led me to just take this journey, even deeper into myself and really try to figure things out. And that's when I got a job back in corporate again, but working remotely, so I could use any spare time that I had to devote back into myself. And you guys, that has been the hugest, transformation in my personal and professional life that I have ever gone to. And that is exactly what led me to the bonus point. If you guys are still here, thank you so much. Go ahead and smash the subscribe button and punch the like button. And feel free to comment below with any questions. I love interacting with you guys. And right now, as I'm building the channel, I still have the bandwidth to respond to all the comments. So I would love to interact with you there. You can also email me, blake@rawfood.lifestyle. And if you click the link below, you can schedule a free consultation with me and perhaps have the opportunity to work together one-on-one. The bonus point is that my whole entire journey, it seems to have been, divinely ordained to lead to this raw lifestyle, guys. I wasn't ready for it back in the day. I heard about, fruitarians a little bit, but I didn't hear much about, raw foodists. I heard about vegan, and I kind of, poo-pooed it, even though I tried it myself and didn't have the greatest results. But then after a little fasting, some juice fasting, trying it out, leading up to that, I was, eliminating more and more foods out of my diet and simplifying my diet. And I became ready. And it was only because I took that opportunity to spend some time more on myself and take my health and fitness journey deeper. So again, guys, if you're ready to take your journey to that next level and take it deeper and really discover yourself and see where it leads you, because it will lead you in magical directions, just like those 3 life-changing events of my own life. And either way, guys, I wish you all the best. And until next time, I will talk soon. Peace.